Zach came here with a hot take.
I think that Andrew Garfield is a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire.
And I pose that it's not a hot take because I agree. I think Andrew Garfield is a better Spider-Man.
Yes.
But he is a worse Peter Parker.
And I've heard you talk about this in the past on Funhouse videos. Yeah.
Some of it, I believe, is the writing for the Amazing Spider-Man series. But I do think that Andrew Garfield is a bully as a Peter Parker. He's the last person who should have ever gotten those powers. But as Spider-Man, he at least seems to enjoy it somewhat.
Fun.
And he skateboards? I hate that. Peter Parker doesn't skateboard.
I think he has also the most emotionally raw moment in all the Spider-Man films.
Which is?
Well, spoiler alert, Emma Stone dies at the end of the second one.
Gwen Stacy. Even though he turns his web into a hand, it still can't reach her.
It's also one of the most...
She whacks her head on the ground.
Violently, too. Like, that is one of the most violent deaths in anything. Like, not just a comic book movie, but, like, seeing her head, the way it snaps back is, like, awful.
I gotta say, though, losing Uncle Ben, all that rice, that would have...
Yeah, what is he going to
do
eat?
Me in.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we started.
Is this so sad? I thought we were just being friends.
I thought we were just being friends.
Elyse literally wanted to open the show with your hot take.
We do these little mental training exercises. We talk about something that makes us sound stupid so then we can sound really smart.
It's the zip zap zop of the brain.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Answer For It, a comedy trivia podcast hosted by me, Elyse Willems. I am joined by...
James Willems. Co-host.
Co-host.
James Willems. Starting today, I'll be helping Elyse with all the questions. What's her first question,
He's trying to look at the answers.
Give me a spy on that laptop you got.
I'm special guest star AJ Locasio.
And I'm Zach Anner. Sorry.
Between AJ and Zach, who would be the better Spider-Man and better Peter Parker?
Ooh.
I think counting on the web slinging to lift this wheelchair would be a tall
I think
order.
we could do it. What if we work together as a tandem spider person?
Yeah.
And we hold each other and you quip, I flip.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
You'll ride on my lap.
Yeah.
And we'll both swing from building to building.
Yeah.
It's
just not to help anyone, just because we want to go into buildings where there aren't ramps, so we have to use our Spider-Man powers.
The villains will be terrified of how useless we are. Like, oh shit, they're so inconvenient.
We're coming. Don't worry.
Don't worry, we'll be there.
And AJ's always the one that makes impact with whatever wall.
Yeah.
It's always AJ's on the side that makes impact.
Yeah. You use me as basically a meat shield. And then you quip about it, and I'm just a limp, useless meat shield.
For most of our tenure as superheroes, you'll be dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you think the wheelchair is going to tip anyone off as to your secret identity?
No, we dress it up. We paint it like a spider person.
It's part of the suit.
Yeah, it's their spandex wrapped around it. Yeah. Please make fan art of this. Are we tucked into one spandex suit? I love this for us with two heads.
Yeah, it's like a poorly wrapped Christmas present.
Hey, why are we here? What is the first question? I can't think about this too much. I'll laugh myself to death.
A Kentucky waterfall ape drape and Mississippi mud flap are all slang terms to describe what? Don't say my vagina.
Oh, I
wasn't going to say your vagina.
I would never mention it.
Not without a priest present. What was the first two?
Kentucky waterfall, ape drape, and Mississippi mud flap.
Ape drape is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's I'm picturing lots of skin, perhaps
and hair.
Oh,
hair. Ape drape. I'm gonna say, is it like a butt cheek? Because mud flap makes me think of something having to do with poo poo.
Check out the mud flaps on him.
Yeah, right. Isn't that a thing people say?
Yeah, because the butt cheeks are the flaps that protect from the
mud
splatter.
Yeah, and often people will put little silhouettes of women. They'll tattoo them on their mud flaps.
Yeah,
the butt cheeks cause more mess than they prevent. Dogs don't ever have to worry about their cleaning their butts because it just falls right out because they ain't got no butt cheeks. It's our butt cheeks that's our downfall.
It is also what produces the noise of the fart, too. That's why dogs just go when they fart. There's no slapping.
Yeah.
I watched a video of two corgi butts today, and they seem to have butt cheeks.
Did they? I can see a corgi having a little cushion.
Is it the fluff of the hind fur, though?
I don't know. They have a definitive line down the middle. Is that fluff?
Would you call that their Mississippi waterfall?
Well, the Kentucky waterfall, ape drape, and Mississippi mud flap.
They're ape drape. Sorry, the corgi's ape drape. I think we're way off. I'm way off.
Yeah, I think the question is designed to confuse us. It's probably like a hydroelectric dam or something.
No, I think you're right with sticking to
Anatomy?
the human anatomy, the body,
Oh.
things related to a person's physicality.
A Kentucky. Oh, is it a haircut? This is where you go ding, 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 ding.
But sometimes she does that when we're wrong, too.
Yeah.
And remember, I'm not telling you. You have to lock your answers in now
have to lock
before I
them
tell
in
you that
now.
they're
I like
correct.
it. I like loose answers. I don't want a locked in answer.
Hat. Final answer.
You think a Kentucky waterfall is a hat? What kind of hat?
It's just a hat. It's when you have to put on a wet hat.
Have to? Like in a theme park, you're like, let me put it in my pocket so it stays dry.
You ever do that
But
when
it
you were a
gets
kid,
wet.
though, where you'd wet your hat running under the hose or something, and you put it on it was so hot out, and then you put it on your head?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That sounds
Well,
icky.
you had
No,
money.
it's great.
Yeah, I was going to say, my family wasn't poor like you guys with your wet hats.
You paid your servants to wash you
Yeah,
down.
my servants who would
I'm gonna
wet my
lock-
head for me.
I'm going to lock in my answer. I think they're mustaches.
That's a good one.
Wow.
I think we were
Mustache.
very close with hair, but I think specifically hair on the upper lip.
Mud flap. Oh, and then, okay, the middle one again.
Because if you're eating pudding,
Ape drape.
the mustache is going to be the natural protective barrier.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say you're right, but I'm going to go with a specific kind of haircut, like a mullet. Throwing that out there. Locking it in.
Like they're all three different types of mullets.
versions of mullets.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
question is slang terms
Yeah.
to describe something.
Yeah. Those are the medical terms for a mullet when they got to cut you out of one.
Yeah. That's what,
Now, all I can think of is a hat filled with tapioca because you mentioned pudding.
Are you hungry, Zach?
Yeah,
Always.
I didn't have anything to eat for breakfast. So if these answers are particularly low energy, I
And
apologize.
food based? Yeah, food based answers.
Is there an ice cream dish called a mud flap? Am I thinking of something else?
I think, yeah.
probably.
But wouldn't that be so disgusting to eat? Like,
Yeah.
I'd like one mud flap, please.
While you're trying to eat it, someone is like blowing bubbles in it with a straw. That's the flapping of the mud.
Oh, I thought you were going to say someone was blowing somewhere else.
No, this is a family podcast.
It's a family podcast.
We say that every time.
I hope it becomes one because I would really like to promote this on my inspirational socials.
You're going to promote it either way, Zach. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to force you to.
James has a gun and he's holding it on you right now. You
It's
know, you can't
true.
see it. It's a Derringer and he's holding it with his feet.
A tiny little gun.
Are we all locked in?
I locked in.
Locked
All right.
in.
The correct answer is a mullet.
Hey, look at that.
Woo! Bing, 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 bing. Wow, I for sure thought I was wrong.
There are a lot of different slang terms for a mullet, but these were among some of the most interesting, I thought.
I don't usually know what this feeling is, to be right. It's a really nice, warm feeling.
But you fumbled around in the dark
I
to get
did.
there. And then I think James maybe tipped you off a little bit with the mustache thing.
I was thinking it before mustache, and then when he said mustache, I was convinced that was correct.
Mm.
So I doubted myself. I really scrabbled my way around. That's a reference to another episode that we did not record today.
I'm still thinking of tapioca hat.
A tapioca hat is another name for a mullet.
Yeah. I mean, it could be.
Ape drape is pretty wild.
I like ape drape a lot, but I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well,
Why? I don't understand why. The other ones make sense. Kentucky waterfall because you're like a redneck and because you never see an actual beautiful waterfall because of your really small closed off life.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
Really
that's
hating
not
on the
that. I
redneck
know
from
some
Kentucky.
people from.
I said rednecks.
I know some people from Kentucky,
Mhm.
and they are always talking about waterfalls and going and
Yeah.
Seeing
and
them someday.
how.
I would also say logically, if you have a mullet, it is protecting your neck, therefore protecting it from the sun, which would
Yep.
make it red.
That's a
So
logical
you are
fallacy.
not a redneck, James.
Yep. You have a beautiful
You-
white.
Hey, if you've got an ape drape, you might not be a redneck.
I would argue that point that if you're saying mullets and rednecks can't exist at the same time, I would I'd like
No.
to refute.
Tapioca belly, fish belly white necks, they call them.
Yeah.
Show us
Beautiful.
one example
Lily white.
of someone with
Beautiful.
a mullet that you would classify. I challenge you to come up with one. You can't. Next question.
Next question.
Joe Dirt by definition.
Beautiful porcelain neck.
Beautiful porcelain neck.
This next question actually starts with a quote.
Yeah.
Here's the quote.
Yes.
I too was hustled, scammed, bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray. That was a tweet made by this celebrity after their infamous venture turned into a giant debacle. I'll read you the quote again. This was a quote. They tweeted this.
Okay.
Quote, I too was hustled, scammed, bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray.
I feel like this has something to do with NFTs.
I was thinking Larry David after he did that crypto commercial, but
Oh,
there's no
right.
way Larry David tweets.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah. We're like the world's worst detectives.
Would you like me to tell you when this tweet was made?
Yes, actually.
Yes, please.
That'd be very useful.
January 20th, 2019.
Oh, that doesn't help us at
Yeah, that's like
all.
pre-crypto.
Yeah.
I think Enron.
Yeah.
The CEO.
Just
Yeah.
the CEO's tweeting. What would that be? How long after the fact? That'd be like 10 years.
More than 10,
I think
right?
he was dead by that point, but he may have come back for a tweet.
I think that's like 15 years, right? Didn't Enron happen around
Mid-
9/11?
mid-aughts. The quote sounds like someone who is maybe out of their element. I want to say like Ian McKellen, like who for some reason he got put in a Super Bowl commercial where they like resurrected an old dead celebrity.
I too.
And he was like, I got paid $5 million to play Gandalf again for 90 seconds. And so now I am apologizing because I realized that was something that I shouldn't have done. It's how it sounds to
The
me.
words too back that I was like, I was bamboozled.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like someone from the 30s that was caught in prohibition selling gin.
It sounds like somebody who normally has a lot of swagger and command of language. Like it would be, I could see Muhammad Ali saying such a sentence back in his day, but I don't think he ever tweeted.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. This is tough. I'm going to go with, I like the Larry David thing, but yeah, that was definitely like 2021, right?
And he wouldn't have tweeted.
And remember, this is an infamous venture that they were
Was this the Blood
kind of
Woman?
apart on.
No.
The Blood Woman?
No.
What's her name?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Bloods.
Oh,
No.
no. It's a venture. Should I give you more kind of clues?
We're getting...
Is it tech?
I
No.
know I've heard this tweet before. I know that this is in the back of my brain somewhere, but I haven't had my tapioca hat yet.
Maybe this will unlock it. The venture was an event.
Was it
Fire
Oh.
Festival?
Yeah, it was one of those celebrities. It was like, oh, who backed that thing? Who backed that thing
Wasn't
up?
it? It was.
Who
Was
was
it Ja
supposed
Rule?
to perform?
I don't remember. It's
Wasn't it
someone
Ja
like
Rule
that.
or something
Yeah.
like that? I'm gonna lock in Ja Rule
Okay.
as my answer.
You know what?
in
I'm
relating
picking up,
relating to Fire
following
Festival.
you again. Ja Rule, mullets.
Okay, Zach.
I'm going to go with Kanye.
Oh, all right.
all
That's
right.
out of the box
all
there.
right, Okay. All right.
I'm going to say Captain Crunch, locked in.
I
Last
have
answer.
to say, Ja Rule hasn't had this much support in decades. It was Ja Rule for the
Whoa,
Fire
I shouldn't have locked in
Festival.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
he definitely used a thesaurus on that one.
Yeah, Captain Crunch was just like, this says oops all berries.
Definitely an amazing tweet. Do we
That's
think
great.
Ja Rule
Wow.
was maybe a little bit over his head on this one?
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "Don't do what I do."
I can't imagine being such a celebrity. Like I saw a thing about Mr. Beast recently where it was basically like they threw an event that was a Mr. Beast themed event. And he probably just went, yeah, sure, have my license. And it turned out to be a complete disaster. It's like, imagine being so famous that you can just go, yeah, go ahead and not actually be involved
Same
in any way.
thing happened
That's
at
the dream.
Zackapalooza.
Yeah.
Zach, where there was just a ball pit and nothing else in an open warehouse.
And I was stuck in there for hours.
Yeah.
No one else showed up, just you in a ball pit, wet, covered in tapioca.
Imagine the founder of Zackapalooza doesn't come to his own keynote speech because he's stuck in the ball pit.
Yeah.
It's really hard to drive through those things.
Him screaming, "I was bamboozled" while he's stuck in the ball pit.
Hoodwinked.
Sea urchins got their name from what non-aquatic animal which was known as an urchin in medieval times?
Little
Monkeys.
homeless boy.
You think a little like,
Yeah, he's like a little street urchin.
Yeah, that's true. They do
Lisa?
say.
Yeah. You go, oh, that's okay. And you touch him, go, that's
He's prickly.
sharp.
Oh, because
they're prickly.
like
Yeah.
regular urchins
Yeah.
that they would be named for later.
Because you're saying that sea urchins
Right.
are named after something,
Yes. Non-aquatic animal.
a non-aquatic animal. So I'm saying the sea urchin is named after
The land urchin.
the land urchin,
Right.
the street urchin, because when you touch them, you'd get, it would
Are
hurt.
They
sea
got a little
urchins
knife.
known for being prickly?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the tiny
they're
knives they
spiky.
carry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know much about
And
urchins.
the filth.
Are we talking about Steve Urchin from Family Matters?
Who?
What?
You know his name's Steve Urkel.
You,
I hate myself.
I was just going to say, fuck you for that joke.
Good.
You can leave.
All right.
I'm sorry. That was rude.
It's perfectly fine. I deserved it. It's
was
early.
called
We
for.
haven't had our
We don't-
tapioca.
We don't say that things are called for enough.
No, I
Yeah.
deserved it. An urchin. I'm going to say like a monkey because it feels like they only had 5 animals back then. So they would have been like, we got a monkey, a lion, dog, cat, bird.
We don't see monkeys on enough royal crests.
That is true.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Or in
Yeah.
movies about the Middle Ages. We don't really see them running around in the streets.
It's true. So I'm perhaps very wrong.
I was going to go, based on what's really spiky, I'm thinking porcupine.
Oh, that's cute. A sea porcupine.
But were they called urchins? Were those like
Sure.
Or, I mean, does porcupine come from like pork of pine?
Well,
Is
Because
it-
it's
porcupine?
a pig of pine.
Porcupine.
Porcupine.
Porcupine, delicious pasta.
Yeah, yeah.
Porcupine.
where does a porcupine hail from?
Kentucky. Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all from Kentucky.
Let me see. What
Where
they're indigenous to North America and South America.
Yeah.
Wow. So
We
they
got 'em
wouldn't
right
have
here.
them.
Sure
Who's
they
they?
would. You don't think
The
the
medievals.
You don't,
The
think,
medievals.
you don't think the Middle
Well,
Ages was sure we didn't have the castles,
What about a hedgehog?
but
Pardon
we
me. Old world porcupines are found in Europe, Africa, and Asia. New world porcupines are native to North and South America.
Let me say, don't get them twisted.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't like when you get them twisted. If you go to them and you go, "Hey, are you an old world porcupine?" No, I am not. They will very much take offense to that.
That's tough. Okay, so an urchin looks like a little gross worm thing, right? Describe an urchin to me as
It's
someone
the
who
spikes.
yeah,
just
it's spiky.
spikes.
I stepped on one when I was a kid.
Oof.
We went to the Grand Cayman Islands and it's all rocks and clear. And I was like, this is great. And on the first day, I stepped on an urchin and it just had the rest of the trip, I just had black things stuck in my
Oh.
foot for the whole thing. It sucked.
Elyse son of Safa. Boy, porcupine is a really good guess.
is it
I'm gonna still go with monkey.
If you think about it physiologically, it makes sense. Of it's
So
got
we saying-
needles and that's spiky.
Yeah.
It's an animal or just any sort of land thing. Like it could be a plant.
I'm going to mix it up because everyone thinks porcupine. I'm going to say an echidna.
What the hell's that?
An echidna. It's another kind of spiky mammal.
Ooh.
Knuckles. You guys don't know
Knuckles is
Knuckles?
an echidna?
Oh.
Knuckles.
Okay.
His name is Knuckles
Okay.
the echidna.
I for a second there, I thought you were intelligent, and then I realized it was.
I am intelligent.
It led
Sonic
back to
based.
I
Sonic.
am
Yeah.
intelligent because of Sonic.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive.
I met the voice of Knuckles this weekend. His name was
Which
Dave.
voice?
Dave something.
This is the
Dave
new,
Knuckles?
the current voice
Dave
of Knuckles.
He's one of the voices. I should remember his
I
last
was like,
name.
you met Idris Elba
I met Idris Elba. He was very nice. Very nice guy. We
I
did
don't
a
doubt
panel
it.
together.
to be able to voice Knuckles. You have to be nice.
Yeah. Very nice guy. We like a lot of same nerdy
And-
stuff. We held hands.
Did he
we
tell
didn't
you
really.
anything about sea urchins?
He said the sea urchin was named for the echidna. And I
Mhm.
said, what are the words you're saying?
And he said, "Don't worry, it'll show itself in
yeah,
time."
he's a psychic.
Yeah.
In time.
That's how he
Yeah.
got the part. His agent didn't even need to call him.
No,
he said,
no,
"I
no.
know."
He knew exactly where to stand. Yeah, a piano fell on each of the other voice actors who were potentials, and he stood right in the middle like a Chaplin sketch.
All right, you're saying an echidna. You're
Unlocking
saying
an
this voice
echidna.
actor you met, and you're
I
saying
think
a hat.
Dave is what it was named after.
I'm going with my initial guess of porcupine, even though I think James's initial guess is not bad.
Little boys.
Little boys running around.
Dave
My answer
B.
to all
Mitchell.
questions is little boys.
Little boys.
So it is not Dave.
It's not Dave B. Mitchell, the current voice actor for Knuckles.
No, It's a hedgehog.
Oh,
Damn it.
Oh.
Damn it. We were so close.
So close.
I guess the question would be, how do we want to give it to the
No,
echidna?
they're different.
No,
I would
they're
even
totally
argue
different.
that they're totally
so
different.
it's funny because when you said there were porcupines, I thought, oh, there were porcupines in medieval times because of in The Witcher, there's that porcupine person. And in my brain, I thought, oh no, they're a hedgehog person. Does anyone else remember this? So I don't know if I actually said it out loud. Oh no, he's going cross-eyed. But I almost said hedgehog and I thought, that's absurd. Wow.
Yeah, I guess like they had urchins, which was what they called hedgehogs. And then once medieval people got to the seas, they went, oh, that reminds me of that land animal.
Okay.
It's like the one on land.
Look at it.
Look at it. That's James's voice.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. You think it can wear soap shoes? Can it grind rails?
Yeah.
How fast does it run, precious?
Where are the Chaos Emeralds if they're down here in the seas?
They invented Sonic. Is that what they did murals and that's what it's based on?
Yeah, Sonic existed
Yeah.
Historically for
As an illuminated text.
And so when they found the urchins in the sea, they assumed it had all the attributes of what they know hedgehogs to have,
Yeah.
which are soap shoes, grinding on rails,
Mhm.
and Chaos Emeralds.
Help save us from the big egg, man. Please. We're dying.
Help us, Elise.
Next question.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Question.
Zach.
I have one.
Yes. You got a question?
No, he wants to do a voice.
No, I was gonna do a voice, and then I'm like, these voices are pretty good. I don't think I should bring
I wanna hear
mine
your
out.
No, we need to hear your old, stupid English voice.
No, I can't.
Do your
now.
old Middle
And
Ages
it's funny
voice.
because I just do it around the house, but now I don't feel confident.
Oh
at
my
all.
God.
I can't. I do it naturally, like naturally
All
later.
right, when the podcast is over. But I had a question for AJ.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay. James?
So I was listening back to another app. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to cut this, Elise. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
we leave it in because I love
No,
whatever.
I was listening back to whatever episode where you pulled out your Marty McFly, and I remember in college when the Back to the Future game came out, we were like, "Wow, that's a great Marty McFly. Who's ever doing that?" And then we looked it up, and it said that Michael J. Fox wasn't doing it because of Parkinson's, and I was like, "Is that true though, or does he just not want to be a part of this game?"
He is in the game.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays like Marty's great grandfather, and then he comes back. Spoilers as an older Marty, but he was working on a TV show at the time, so he couldn't do it initially.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, he's talking in this TV show.
No, he was just busy, and
All right.
then as he got more time, they were able to use him towards the end as a couple different characters.
So, Zach, did you think that AJ Locasio was just an alias that Michael J. Fox used when he didn't want to be credited?
No, but I was like, it sounds so on the money. But
thank you.
then it's like, I hope that Michael J. Fox is doing okay, and that's not really the reason why he didn't do it. I just hope that it was beneath him.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
hope it was. No, he was. My understanding is he was busy filming at the time, and it had a really fast turnaround. Like we had to film everything and really, really quickly. So it was like it had to be in that window. And I think that's my understanding.
And is that our final answer? Is the group?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock
Yes,
that in.
lock
Is
that
he
in.
was he was busy.
He was on set.
He was busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. It might surprise you or not to learn that the U.S. government's first official coin issued in 1787 was a penny designed by Benjamin Franklin. The slogan on it, penned by Franklin, represented his best advice on economics, currency, and life. What was that slogan?
Hit it with lightning.
He loved lightning, huh?
He loved lightning. The two things I know about Benjamin Franklin: he loved lightning, and he
Yeah.
loved banging ladies.
He loved women.
He
huh?
loved women.
Women and lightning.
I watched the entire 5 hours of that Ken Burns documentary, and they did talk about this penny.
Oh,
It was a Ken Burns documentary about Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
it wasn't about himself.
I didn't know if it was about pennies or what.
But it was, oh my goodness, the way that they just zoom in on those paintings over and over and over
That's
again.
what he does. He's
So
the master.
good.
He's the master.
Love it. He's the best. but I know about this penny, and I do know exactly what Benjamin Franklin says. But I got a little bit of a talking to on the way over about not saying what the real answers are.
No, say it.
No, I don't want to
You can say it, but it doesn't matter.
All right,
You can say it, but we don't have to believe you.
I'll say it.
Yeah, because you might be making this up. This might be a whole thing.
I have nothing. So
He wrote, it's going to sound stupid,
Okay, all right.
but it said, don't boof this.
Don't boof this.
was that's what the penny said?
That's what the Ken Burns documentary
Don't boof
said.
pennies.
Don't boof this.
Yeah, he was the first person to use the word boof.
Now, do you think he instructed people not to boof it because he thought it would be dangerous to them, or because he spent so much time working on it? He was like, I don't want my penny to get boofed.
If I recall correctly from the documentary, the actual mint that was making the penny was like, hey, we forgot, we should probably put some slogan on.
And what was he doing at the time?
And he was just like, and he was trying to unbuckle his pants.
Like, okay, time out. Let the record show. Elyse, we got to make this family-friendly podcast. Elyse,
No,
come
he was
on,
trying,
family-friendly.
no, I'm not even, he was trying to unbuckle his pants because he had to pee. Right,
Okay.
that's something that everybody goes through. It's not scatological by nature. It's
Was
just
he
human
trying to pee
nature.
or trying to peef?
Well,
I'm so lost.
What-
No, just let them
Just
do
let
it.
them
Just
get
let
it
them
out of their
go, yeah.
system.
so he was just unbuckling, and he was like, "Oh, he didn't want to. He didn't want to pee on his one pair of pants." And he said, "Don't boof this."
Oh,
And then the minter misheard, and he was like, "All right, I guess that goes on the penny."
but boof in the definition being something.
But boof means just don't mess it up.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the definitions of
Okay,
boofing.
yeah. Because
for sure.
usually I think it's like, don't biff this.
Oh,
Well, there's a different. It evolved. The
What?
etymology of
wait,
biff.
what does
Yeah.
boof mean?
Boof is when you like butt chug something.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
I
They didn't
didn't
cover
know
that in the
that.
doc.
This is why I'm so confused. Wait, that's really.
I did not.
We should get you some tapioca.
Yeah. I
Or
thought
we
you were
can
saying
learn.
he was saying don't put these pennies
Yeah,
up your
that's what I
butt.
thought too.
Whatever you do,
Now I
for the
feel
sake of our new republic, don't put these pennies up your butt.
I've been saying that word interchangeably. I'm sorry.
You really boofed this one.
I have a. Did anyone else say something when they were a kid?
I've been saying this for every little time I've made something up. I'm sorry, I boofed it.
People are looking at you strange.
Wow. Did anyone else say something as a kid to an adult that they misunderstood? And it was so for me, my parents explained to me that on Roger Rabbit saying I need to shake the weasels was I need to pee, not knowing at the time that it meant to pleasure oneself. I had no idea. So I went, my teacher, I was like, hey, can I get a pass? I need to shake the weasels. And my teacher looked at me, her eyes lit up and she went, what? And I need to shake the weasels.
In your defense, I had no idea that was a euphemism.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know
I
that
didn't
I was
know
a
that at all.
kid and I thought I was like, oh, I thought that's a funny way to say I need to pee because that's
Yeah.
what my mom told me. And so she was like, okay, and gave me a pass. And I wasn't until many years later I learned that was a term that I should not have said to an adult as a child. And I still think of it in
I'm
horror.
just shocked that whoever you said it to knew what you were referring. I've never heard that before.
No.
in my
I mean, they
life.
might have just been shocked by the use of those words together.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't know either, but my mom knew. So
Your teacher was hella crazy.
yeah, she was great. Mrs. Aletta. I loved her to death.
She was kinky as hell.
It was
Anyway,
cool.
it said e boofedness unum.
Oh, yeah. In for a penny, in for a pound.
In for a penny, in for a boof.
Was it? Is it
In
in?
for a boof.
It was
yeah.
in English.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
It was his best advice on economics, currency, and life.
you turned in Michael J. Fox when you said that. You did the hand thing
Yeah,
that I always
Doc.
do when hey, Doc, you're in for a penny, in for a pound, which I do to keep rhythm. I got nothing. That's what he wrote. He said, I got nothing.
I have an actual guess.
okay. You watched this documentary. You didn't know Jack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were useless.
I
to us.
did watch the documentary, but I did also fall asleep watching it. Maybe that was one of the parts I was sleeping through. But how about a penny saved is a penny earned, even though I don't know if penny was a thing before this penny. So they might be like Is this a penny?
Well, also,
Yeah.
it was kind of known by the Franklin coin or the Fugio coin.
The Fugio?
We can call it, what should we call this? Well, I'm Benjamin Franklin, so let's call it the Franklin coin or the Fugio coin.
Oh, one for Fugio.
Oh, thank you for thinking of
Thank
me.
you. I have no part in history, but now I'm a somebody.
Well, the word Fugio is a Latin word that means I flee.
Goodbye.
I don't know why.
Fugio's gone again. I will never be in any history textbook unless the penny Genesis come up.
The slogan was mind your business.
Was it really?
But I think he meant it in the term of mind your business.
Yeah.
Pay attention, take care of your business,
yeah.
your actual economic, financial business.
Stay out my business.
Not stay in
do you
your
think
lane.
they hit him and they went, "Hey Ben, what should we put on the penny?" He went, "Mind your business." He's
That's
just,
great.
I'm trying to poof.
Yeah, I'm. Oh God.
Or Fugio kept getting up in his grill and he said, mind your business.
He was in the outhouse. He was in the
Hey, what are
outhouse
you doing?
boofing, and they came in and said, "What do you want on this penny? Mind your business."
Yeah.
Do you think Fugio was the one that had to decide? I get the car with the penny. Ben is so mean to me. I said, "What do you want to put on it?" He said, "Mind your business, Fugio." I call it the
I think
Fugio
that's what
coin.
happened.
I just think it's funny that one of the greatest minds in American history was like, you know what I should do? Figure out what this dang penny's going to look like.
That's a pretty
This is worth my
cool-
time.
Yeah.
This is worth my time right now. They're like, well, there's a lot of other stuff you could figure out. Infrastructure. He goes, no. I want to know what's going to go in the middle, what's going to go on the edge.
That's a pretty good use of your time. Although now we're getting rid of pennies. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, anyone can do this.
I'm
We
excited
haven't,
about
we
that.
haven't had them in Canada for
You
a
don't
long
need a
while.
penny.
You don't need
We don't
it.
need
Well, you
penny.
guys have the
Yeah.
loonies and the toonies, so you don't have pennies anyway, right? Aren't
Yeah,
they
those
like
are
fun
dollar
names?
coins.
We got loonies, toonies, we got beavers, we got
No.
moose nickels.
Goose nickels?
Moose nickels.
Don't be ridiculous.
Moose nickel. Wait, but so what would be the Canadian term for the lowest denomination?
It's a dime, right?
A nickel.
Oh,
A nickel,
you
so
guys still have a
5.
nickel, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
We don't
Round
need
it up, round
pennies
it down.
anymore.
No, we don't need pennies.
They're disgusting.
They cost more than they are worth.
I got so many pennies, though.
Get rid
It's
of them
time to
now.
cash them in, baby.
Get rid of
Mind
them
your
now.
business.
You've got so many thoughts.
What are we? We're supposed to pay a nickel for these thoughts now?
No, you get 5 thoughts now. It's easier to just give 5 thoughts.
Oh, in the future, our children are going to be like, "Tell us about the pennies. What were those like, mother?"
Here's a fun question. Forever 21, you guys know Forever 21, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The now defunct fast fashion brand, they went bankrupt or whatever,
Sad.
was known for hiding what on the packaging of their plastic shopping bags?
Hiding what?
Like a symbol?
You
Or-
tell me.
Oh, okay.
They hid something. It was like on the very bottom of the bag, these plastic bags,
Uh-huh.
very bottom underneath. They would hide something there.
Oh, it was small text that said, "Who are we kidding? You ain't 21."
James.
B? Is that you old B?
James.
Who
that
are we
would've been
kidding? The
true
people
for
that
me.
shop here ain't 21. That's what basically it would say.
That's where I
mean,
used to get my jeans. They had nice jeans.
Are those jeans from Forever 21?
No, these are probably from like Target.
Oh, okay.
Although didn't we have a whole episode where you guys shamed me about me going to JCPenney to buy pants?
No.
Oh, I
Who
don't
was it
think
I
that
wouldn't
so.
do
shamed
that.
me?
Sounds
for
like you're doing
JCPenney?
other
I remember
podcast.
when you were kind of panicked about not being able to find those moto
Gotta find
pants.
these ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you? I was going to ask, why do you have an accordion on your knee?
You know, I'm a big fan of Weird Al, and I just thought this is a nice little subtle homage to the career he's had.
It gives him traction, I think.
Yeah, I go too fast, they always say, so it slows me down.
So I crawl around on a lot of floors,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the knees of my every pair of pants I have wear out. I'm wondering if those would be reinforced.
they're for.
You should get motorcycle pants. They have
All the
like
padding.
padding built in for your like hips and your knees and stuff, and you
Wow.
can swap them in and out if you need to wash the pants.
You've
Can
mentioned this
only
twice.
wear motorcycle pants?
You should. Yeah.
Do you actually crawl around on floors a lot?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Really?
Or, hey, we're friends. I could give you those little inserts from my bathing suits that they put in the boobs, and then you could sew those into your knees of
Are
your
they
pants.
used?
No,
They're gently used.
No, you keep those.
No, I don't need them. I like
No.
to. I like to free ball these.
Oh,
So
Okay.
all right.
You free ball boo.
I like to free ball my boobs.
What was
so.
the question? I'm uncomfortable.
Forever 21. What are they hiding on the bottom of their plastic shopping bags?
The Constitution, the entirety of the United States Constitution.
In case it gets stolen, they're like, we've still got it.
Yeah, exactly. In case Nicolas Cage shows up again. Where is
The Declaration of
or
Independence.
Declaration of Independence? That's what it is. It's the
Yeah.
declaration of their forever 21-ness. What would they hide in the bottom of a bag?
Will thou be 19, nor shall thou be 22. For eternal, thou shalt ride 21.
So you've read the bag. You know exactly
I've
what it
purchased
says.
from that. I used to buy an inexpensive dress for an event occasionally there now and then.
What would they hide? Do you think it's something really lame like Kilroy? Like something only...
we haven't determined whether or not it's something that's like written onto the bag or something else.
It's printed. It's printed.
It's something printed
onto the bag.
It is wording.
It is wording. Okay.
Is it cool?
It's not mind your business.
Mind your business.
Yeah. It's don't boof this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good advice. I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
In and Out does this as well.
Oh, it's a proverb.
Yeah, it's a proverb.
Oh no.
That's what I know. In and Out does that.
You do know.
Yeah. Do we have to guess what the proverb
No,
is? Austin 3:16.
It is 3:16.
Is it really?
Yeah.
John 3:16?
It's John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. This dress was $19.99.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Wait, that's what's... I don't know what to think of that. Is that a joke on religion or pro-religious?
Well, the company's founders
were
religious, so they put it
But
on
then
the
at the
bottom
end,
of
they said
bags.
this is 1990. That feels like that really undercuts.
I added that.
Oh, okay.
Jesus died when he was 33, so
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be forever 33
should
then?
be forever 33.
Should be.
I had to write, so this is because I've been doing conventions, I had to write a price list of what, you charge. And so I
How much do people charge you to talk to them?
well, that I have to, typically I will slide them some money and then I wait for them to nod and then, okay.
All right.
But at the end, because I really didn't want to do it, I wrote, but saving, because you list out your prices and at the end, and no one said anything. I said, saving a bunch of money by switching to Geico. Your cards are priceless. And I wrote priceless. No one laughed at it. No one mentioned it. I was very proud of that. I was like, that's really funny to me.
Hold on, isn't it? But you've mixed slogans.
I wrote it right. I wrote it, whatever it was correct on the thing, but I'm just not recalling it now.
Because you were quoting MasterCard and then you put Geico in there.
What's the MasterCard thing?
Priceless.
Priceless.
Oh, maybe.
So maybe that's why people weren't laughing.
I think you got the joke
You
wrong.
boofed it.
You know what? I'm just realizing how stupid I am.
I also think that people probably wouldn't bring that up at convention because they'd just be nervous to talk to you. And
yeah, they are
be like,
sweating
hey,
profusely.
Is this a little joke?
There's a little joke here. We got a little joke here. We got a joke.
In and Out has all kinds of Bible verses hidden.
Do they
all
really?
Over. Yeah.
And all that whenever I'm drinking a milkshake, I'm like, I see it. I'm like, I gotta look that up.
So is it just the number? Are they like Austin 316
I think it's
or
just
whatever?
316.
Oh, okay.
John 3:16.
I think that's kind of like cute. I think it's cute to just put a little number that references something. But if you put a whole
666,
yeah, I mean that's fine too. But if you put a whole ass thing, then that I find intrusive. But if it's a cute little number,
do you think if we ever made merch for this podcast, we should hide "Don't Boof It"?
Can we make a number that references it? Like 28,
a 69 420.
Yeah.
Don't boof it.
Zach 69 420. Don't boof it.
Zach 69.
I want ours to just say 1080 snowboarding.
Oh, I love that game so much.
Snowboarding. Oh my god.
It's so impossible to do a 1080 in that game, though. That was the only thing, is to do the tricks.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Tony Hawk. You had to do weird wiggles and stuff with the analog stick.
I just went down the hill.
Yeah, well, there's the one where you jumped out of the helicopter and then you went down the hill, was really fun. But I don't think I ever accomplished the fabled 1080 in 1080.
That's not true, because I did it and I'm the worst at video games.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You were poor, right?
Yes.
So this might have been a game you had, and then you were like, well, I'm just going to keep playing this, right?
But it was actually handed down.
Exactly. So there you go. Whereas I went,
demo.
I'm not messing with this, and I moved on to my other 50 games.
I only had the demo. It was the same thing with Metal Gear Solid. I played that first level over and over and over again because I just had that one demo disc. Elyse, what else have you got?
I had something I was thinking about.
Oh, okay. Go on.
No, but it was another question for you, AJ.
Oh.
And I've been asking AJ a lot of questions.
Is it about Michael J.
Jeez
Fox again?
Louise.
No, I was just wondering because, like, I wouldn't think if I were going to a convention, a picture with you would be worth much because you do voices. But what I would actually pay for would be like a recording of something.
Yeah, that's the thing people do.
So you have a, like, because I with a picture with you. Who cares?
Well, I want to say
nobody knows.
AJ sometimes dresses up like his iconic characters.
I do. Will wear my. I will wear my Gambit shirt. People get mad if I don't wear it. Like I wore it once, and it was like people were like, "Oh, yay!" But if I don't wear it, people show up and they're just like, "Oh, you're not wearing the shirt." And I'm like, I can't wear it all the time.
Have you ever thought about dressing up as Gizmo?
Yeah.
Maybe
That
Rambo
would be-
Gizmo?
Yeah.
What
that would
about
be
Frank
fun.
Drebin Jr.?
Oh yeah, Frank Drebin Jr.
We don't talk about Frank Drebin Jr.
Well, he's in a new movie
He's in
coming
a new
out.
movie. I'll dress up like Liam Neeson. Hello, I'm Liam Neeson. Does he do an American accent?
Yeah, in that
Okay.
movie I think.
Trying to.
With a hint of Irish.
Yeah, I'm Irish. I don't do necessarily a good Liam Neeson. I
That
don't
sounded
really
more
try.
Liam Neeson.
What was that?
When you did the little bit of Irish right there, that sounded more.
Irish, Liam Neeson.
No, it's too much. It's too much.
We can workshop this.
I made a pee-pee. I boofed it.
Here's an easy question.
Yeah.
What was London Airport renamed to in 1966?
Bish,
So
bash,
it's not
bosh.
what it is now.
No. Used to be London Airport.
What
It
was
used to
it?
be London Airport, and now it's London Heathrow.
You tell me.
Is that literally the
That
question?
can't be the answer.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I need these little.
Is that the answer? What is the name of the London Airport?
Everyone knows you fly into Gatwick.
Gatwick. Thank you, Zach.
Wait, do we need to get you a trivia book?
Pick me up at Gatwick, Mum.
Do we need to get you a trivia book?
I don't understand. I'm confused. Is the answer Gatwick?
It's Heathrow.
Okay, all right.
That's the
Okay.
question. That's like you being like, what is the
She's
what is
like-
the code for Los Angeles LAX airport? It's like LAX.
It's
you-
like, but she's from a small town. She's like,
Yeah.
what's the name of the city that's 3 miles
I've
away?
only flown there once.
It's
What-
and
All right.
you needed that question because I had 2 questions for AJ that you know you're going to cut out. So we have the it's like we've recorded enough for the podcast, but some of it is just AJ questions.
we should have a whole section called AJ questions where you ask me uncomfortable
Who do you think you
questions.
are? What gives you the right?
What gives you the right? That was the question?
You want
Oh, well,
another one?
I just thought I think is interesting. And this is a
It's not
testament to
trivia.
your ability to write trivia questions because you made it sound like it was a more compelling
No.
thing than it was. You didn't just say, what's the name of the London airport? You said, this airport was renamed this at
Yeah.
this time. So
Yeah.
You're
I
like
was like, oh, there must be something else that I didn't realize. But
You're like an
No.
AI of yourself as the master trivia master.
even the Paris or whatever.
Here's
you
a
know,
question.
we might not know Charles
Is it-
de Gaulle.
Is it a question for AJ?
No.
How much do
it's
you
for,
charge?
It's for the group.
Okay.
So in Austin Powers,
Mhm.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
in Austin Powers, where we all know that Austin Powers was frozen in 1967 and unfrozen in 1997. And if this name was changed in what year did you say?
Renamed in 66.
Oh, okay.
So there
right.
goes your whole question.
Yeah, there goes the whole question because Vanessa Kensington says, we've fueled up your jet. It's waiting for you at Heathrow Airport. And if it was after that,
Yeah, he goes, the newly named airport, baby.
Yeah.
Just 1 year ago. Hey, you want to hear something funny? If Austin Powers was frozen when he was unfrozen in 1997, he
Yeah.
would be unfrozen in 2 years.
I was just thinking that like how lame the transition from 1997 to now is. It's such a plateau of culture, whereas you'd be like, oh, there's cell phones, baby.
Well,
That's it.
I do think the 90s are very different than now.
But not
But
like
everything
the
else, he'd be like,
60s.
but what else happened? And he'd be like, nothing.
Nothing, that's it.
really. It kind of like hit a
We'd
stagnation.
tell them about 9/11 and that would be basically we got it covered.
Yeah.
And cell phones are now smaller. He'd be like, cell phones are groovy, baby. I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
them. They're big. And they're like, now they're tiny, but also sometimes they're really
Well,
big.
the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall, baby.
Berlin Wall came down the dissolution of the USSR.
It's 97.
Oh, you said
Yeah,
97?
97 is 30 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
87.
But-
87 is a huge difference, but
Is
97.
Michael Eisner still the head of
I
the
guess
Disney
the
company?
Spice
Yeah.
Girls broke up.
Spice Girls, baby.
Did they? But then they got reunited.
Yeah, then they got reunited. Literally nothing has changed. It's been the same since 1997.
What would the 1997 Austin Powers? Because he was all like free love,
and he was
everything.
cool.
But his would be
He'd be like American Psycho Patrick Bateman.
Oh, I was gonna say like Kurt Cobain.
yeah,
No,
well,
that's
Kurt Cobain is
grunge.
early 90s.
Yeah.
This would
Early,
be
but still.
This would be like Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20.
Yeah, or like almost on early Blink 182. God, that would be so. What a horrible. Okay, well, guess I'll go live my life, baby.
He didn't even like make it to Frosted Tips. Like it's not even
Yeah.
like you're better off waiting and then freezing some guy in like 2001. Because I
Yeah.
think 2001 would you get an interesting guy. He'd be like from Simple Plan or something, and then you'd wake him up now.
Why are we waking up pop stars? He was a spy.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking someone who is identifiable with the culture. Austin Powers was a spy, yes, but he was a representation of a cultural movement.
Because he had a song he sang and Daddy wasn't there.
No, because he was part of that scene. You know,
if you froze Bret Michaels, because Bret Michaels, if you watch Rock of Love, that feels like something from 100 years ago. Like the culture of that show would blow anyone's mind if you showed it to a kid now and be like, look, this is the thing that was on 10 years ago. They'd be like, this is impossible.
Is it though?
There is some deeply horrible stuff in that show that's like offensive on every level to your modern sensibility.
That's the thing. The only difference between then and now is that it was like, oh, it's all just a joke. We can't actually offend. We can say horrible things, but like, I bet if you Google Bret Michaels now,
right,
he's wearing the same clothes.
He is.
He's dressed the same way. He has this, nothing's changed about his personality. You just couldn't get away with him as much because
he's the real life Austin Powers is what we're saying.
No, I don't think
that's
so.
our conclusion.
I think that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
So it's like we froze him and he went, free love, baby. Road trucker. What was
London Heathrow is my final answer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to Answer For It and subscribing to it and following it. We have new episodes every single Tuesday. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I'd like to talk about London Heathrow Airport a little bit.
All right.
I would sure love to visit.
I was going to say, I want to be more aggressive with our audience about how much they should be trumpeting how much they love our show.
Okay, I like
they
that.
They should be saying how much they love it to all of their social media. I don't care if there's more important things going on in your life. I don't care if your kid just got married. I don't care. Just
talk about this podcast.
Talk about the podcast. I've been looking and seeing who's been promoting it and who hasn't, and a lot of you haven't. And I haven't either, but I'm excluding myself from this.
Because you're already doing the work.
I'm already doing the work. We're already bringing the joy, and you're just sitting back, listening, contributing nothing, and I just wanted to say, I'm very disappointed in all of you.
Here's our recommendation to the audience. Don't boof this.
Don't boof.
Yeah.
If you love this show, don't boof this.
Andrew
all right?
Garfield, best Spider-Man.
Meet us at London Heathrow Airport.
We didn't talk about Tom Holland, but anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.